All right, welcome into the Huddy studio here, Lofty 88.9 FM. Dale, you just want to move in slightly, so just so, yep, perfect, got everyone. Rob's there, doing his thing. Zach Llewellyn, Nick Yench, Dale Leichner, Pistols, Colin, and you want to bring them in?
Oh, yeah. Brozzy.
Pendles.
And Pendles.
Full house. All right. Okay, we'll go live shortly. Stay with us. Okay.
How's the party going,
Yeah,
man?
the experienced hand at this now.
Righto. Okay, Lofty 88.9 FM.
Sign you up.
Sitting right
You get
in.
your own photo of it.
We're in the football hour, and we got the great privilege for all going well through to 7 if they're keen for it. Otherwise, they can depart early. It's up to them. We got Nambour United trio in the house. We got Dale Leichner, Premiership coach. How's that feel?
Fantastic.
Good. Nick Yench, two-time Premiership player at the Rams.
Two-time, yep.
Sound good?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
It does, yep.
And Zach Llewellyn, one time. Yeah.
That's right, yeah.
But you played in the. Did you coach?
Yeah,
Under 18?
coached me in the losing ones.
That's
Yeah,
right. So yeah,
yeah.
no, we. And of course, Sherry, going well there. All right, Pistols got the Collingwood vibe still happening here.
Pendles.
Let's get into this.
Can I say something, Benny?
Yeah, you start us.
You beauty boy! You did everyone a favour!
Okay, we're up and running. We needed some ice
That's all
breaking
I'm saying,
material there. We. So,
Just
Rob
make
back
sure
on
it's
the-
Sherry, you said that, not us. I've said my piece.
All right. I guess Pistols, you start us.
Yeah, thanks, Benny. And thanks, Dale, for coming in. As I was just saying off camera, you've had almost a regular now here on the huddle.
3 times. This is the most we've ever
Appreciate you
had.
coming in. The last time you came in was just prior to the finals, and we're talking about what a good season the Rams have had and how you put things in place. And well, you thought you'd give it a good shot at achieving a slice of history. And well, now it's been achieved, mate. You look back on it, and you must be so proud of not only what you've achieved, but the club has achieved, and the boys the way that they've done it.
Oh, super proud. Still a bit surreal, actually. I mean, right from day one, actually, Sherry tipped us.
He did.
I did.
He did indeed.
He did. Sherry tipped us before the season
Yeah, I
started.
did when you first came in.
Yep, first came in, and I think a couple of games into the season, it wasn't going to be an unreasonable opportunity to try and see how far we could go. So, but super proud of how the players have actually bought in, the whole senior squad. I think it's about 56 or something in the squad from A's and B's, and just the way they've actually grown and gelled throughout the year, and to get the end result was fantastic.
One thing that was quite noticeable, I think we talked about in the edge of the finals, was the fact that it was obviously the first time for Nambour United in the finals in Division 1. And wow, they just carried all forward, 3 from 3. Showed no signs of nerves or anything, have they? You're unbeaten in the finals.
Unbeaten
In
so
Div 1.
far, unbeaten in Div 1, and
Yeah.
actually, the hardest day was that first day at Lofty, Uradler. That was physically Uradler, really. That was the hardest physical game. It took it right up to us, and for us
By
to,
9 goals they done.
yeah, I know that, but I know the guys Tuesday night commented, most of them commented that they were pretty sore.
How were the boys before that game? Being the first time, a lot of them didn't know what to expect.
I think we were all right. Well, I think we knew we were going to be fairly confident, but like Dale said on the Tuesday night, we had some sore boys, and going into the Harnwolf game, we probably weren't as confident as what we were the week before. But yeah, I think we.
I remember that game. That play on the outer side wing from Zach, that was gold. Right? I mean, we'll just go through these guys here. Zach, I mean, 19-year-old. I mean, yeah, his importance to the premiership.
Youngest man on the field last Saturday.
That's right, yeah.
Yeah, look, we started the year, I think Zach started off in the Bs, coming up out of the 18s.
That's right. Round 4.
Zach was a super talent. We had a reasonably, pretty good squad and pretty good side. And basically got an opportunity, and he was disappointed to start with. But I think probably education-wise and learning-wise, it just got better and better as we went on. And then having good peers, Nick and Das, Froth, Benny, I actually think it's been super for him, and you can see the way he finished off on the weekend. But yeah, great year for him, and come a long way.
And
Nick?
that's just on Monday as well.
Yeah.
Very good.
Well, Monday's best on, wasn't it?
Oh, very good.
That's what they tell me.
And Nick,
Super important. Start of the year, bit up and down to start the year off, and I suppose players had to get used to myself as well. And it goes both ways. And I was sort of a bit of a different game plan as far as involving all 21 to win. I don't normally have one or two dominate too much, as you've probably seen all year with the stats. There's always been super even. Probably, 15 guys are over a dozen touches instead of one being 40. So, but Nick's super important. His kicking, some of the kicks on the weekend, incredible.
That was to Arnold, though.
Yeah. That was early, mate. I wasn't going to say that. You can say that.
got the stats here.
You got the stats.
Did you find it, well done, you'll probably say it's because of your elusive work, Prince, but the fact the amount of times you're allowed to get on your favourite left foot, like anyone, and well, I'm not being critical here, but a good coach did at home where you can say, well, this bloke, if you stand him, make sure you
20 effective disposals. That's pretty good.
That probably went both ways because, like I was going with Jaron to start with there, and I knew how good he is offensively, and so it was more so see at the start and see at the end. But no, he did get away from me there a little bit, and I probably just had to tighten up. And the boys were going well in the midfield, so I probably didn't have to get as used as off half back as normal.
Hey, Dale, I did pop along on Saturday night just for 15 minutes, and as I arrived, Toddy High might be tuned in, introduced you, and you had all the players and the coaching staff, and you had the Sean Tate Pavilion area all packed with people and stuff. Can you I was there obviously, but can you tell the listeners and viewers about that moment there, sharing it with all the people in the outer at night time, and then acknowledging everyone that was there? Yeah, and played a role.
I got asked the question Tuesday night, what I thought was the most amazing part of the day, and I think that just the raw emotion, the tears, the laughter, the people hugging each other was probably more incredible than anything. Really, you sort of expect it, but not being a 10-year Nan person, it was quite incredible to see the outpouring of emotion, and that actually on the footy field was really special because we did all the coaches, every player that had participated, a lot of the trainers, the volunteers, and it was a real collective effort. And I just think the supporters sort of now know it is the players, but it's so much more than just the footballers. It's the whole club.
This is your first time, Zach. Just for our listeners and viewers, can you tell us a little bit about your background? Where'd you grow up, and footy-wise as well?
So I've played all of my juniors at Nan. Went down to Sturt for first year of 16s. That was a COVID year, so it didn't go so well. We only played half the season or something. And then I didn't do Sturt footy the next year and focused on cricket down in town as well. And then last year went back to Sturt in the under 18s. Had an alright year down there, and then came back up here. Heard Daisy was coaching. A few of my boys from the under 18s, obviously Nick and Jack Rev from my coaching under 18s. So it was good to come back here and spend a bit of time with them up here. So yeah.
And Powley and Dalen involved in the Sturt reserves last year as well.
Yeah, Powley and Dalen, they're down there. Yeah.
Good to have them back as well.
Oh yeah, they were huge for us this year, I think. Just their experience and a bit of added a bit of depth as well. So yeah, for sure.
Oh, I was just going to say, Jeffrey, Jared Greenbank. You want to ask about the importance of him, or I just remembered you're talking about him on Saturday.
I was going to mention about Jared. Just his experience, 33, oldest guy on your side, but certainly just showed that experience. Seemed to be at the right spot and just brought that something else to the table, didn't he? big game player because I know he's won a few flags, won a few best and fairest in various comps around
Yeah.
the state. So just a bit about him.
I said, well, that's interesting. It was Matty Burgess who gave me his phone number. Said he was looking for a kick of football. I rang him and said what Nam was all about, had a chat to him, and quite extraordinary. I didn't even know this. He was living in Mount Barker. Yeah, his best mate was living in Mount Barker with him.
Sorry, Lackers.
And and they had left 2 messages on the Mount Barker answering machine. So
Jesus, Lackers.
no, not really. And then, then he brought the family out to the club. That was a huge part of it. A couple of young children. Just wanted somewhere that he could call home.
Yep.
Hadn't played for 2.5 years, so both of them were 0 points. And then I spoke to the playing group. Just said that we can't discriminate against fly in, fly out anymore. I think it's unfair. So embraced the fly in, fly out. These guys will tell you how much he runs. There's no doubting that he's putting in the work.
We did 25Ks or 30Ks on
Yeah,
Tuesday.
Tuesday.
Running out.
I think he did a run yesterday.
Had a run.
Yesterday.
Yeah,
Ready for next year.
Run
And
Run
he's
from
just
Mount Barker out to the Oval
Yeah.
and back.
super fitness
What's
fanatic.
with these
and-
miners and running? I know one that does a lot of that too. They were saying there's a whole lot of them up there on Saturday because
Right.
Brett was up at Roxby watching the grand final. And they
I'll
were
just
getting
cut
on.
in here. We've just got Dale Eichner, Pistols, Rob, Zach Llewellyn and Nick Yentz. I've just got a couple of comments on the live stream.
Oh, no.
Thomas Kelly, are these boys sober yet?
That's actually a comment from the said man.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Zachy Boy, Todd Hyatt, Lockie Cross, 3 votes Zach. Chris Pate, bus driver. Archer Connolly, Zach drives buses.
God, do you?
Can you talk about that?
No.
So
Okay,
Um,
we'll stop
we
there.
had a bus organised to go to and from Loby for Saturday's game, and I asked a stupid question about what time the bus was leaving or something,
Midday.
and then just from then it's just been the bus driver.
Yeah.
Made a few jokes over the 3 days or however long it was,
Oh, good.
and just went from there. So
Wasn't anything like Dennis Banks and Pants Mullane stealing a bus. Collingwood? No.
yeah,
Okay, good. Brick Nat, which is Brock Knott, I'm guessing.
that's right. Yeah.
We love Zach.
Thanks, Brock.
Everyone loves Zach.
Gemma Giannis, can you ask what product Zach uses in his hair?
None today.
No,
That's
just
right.
Just gone with a bit of water today, Jem. Yeah,
Bit of water.
That's it. Yeah, that's right.
Any particular water? Or?
Just some from the basin. Yeah.
Beautiful.
Non-alcoholic.
So
No,
would
true.
Zach be the? I can't remember. Is Zach the mirror man
Is
at
that
the
the
Rams?
mirror man?
Nah,
Cross-
No,
Cross-
cross, no, the
Sorry.
mark. The mark. Also. Hey, Dale, you mentioned before about a bit surreal, and when you look back now and you think, well, a treble, leading goal kicker, a magnificent full forward, kicking 100 goals, Brick Nat winning the medal, whatever the flag, Wimpress
the
winning best. Well, you got 5 actually. Wimpress winning the best of field, and then yourself winning coach of the year. It is a really surreal year, I suppose, when you sit back and all soak in it sometime.
When you think of all that, but the one thing I do know is we were giving all them back just to win that one.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. But for a
So
side who 5 years ago took a punt, came up, and these guys were in you there as well. It's in 5 years you become, well, you could say, the most dominant team for this season. You know, forget the minor rounds, I suppose, finals and them count. So, well done.
No, great effort, and super proud of these guys. They just got better and better, and I hope and just to realise what it all meant. And we sat down Monday at Brontes and spoke to a lot of the younger ones, and just sat there quietly talking about it. It was actually.
That was probably the best
Yeah,
sort of
probably
part
the-
of it, wasn't it? Just that Monday.
Then it really started to. I think they worked out what had actually happened, and to enjoy that and be part of it. I think the last two weeks from the Ureda game onwards, they had a mental positivity that was really calm, and I've always noticed when we played Harndorf, they'd speak about Harndorf. Well, the last 2 times we played them, no one said a word. We just played footy. So
Do do you think that once you actually beat them, because I know I said on the show and in our predictions last week, the mere fact you actually beat them, psychologically, that you boys had actually realised that, hey, we're better than this
All right.
group?
Yeah.
You
Well,
know?
what did you experience?
It's
What
probably-
have you, all right, pre that and then after that? What psychologically?
And, precursor to that, sorry boys.
Oh, you go, Rob.
The first 2 times you played them, it was only really the first quarter where you got smashed.
Yeah.
Every other quarter you held your own.
Yeah.
So
And it's probably more even like previous years as well. Like we've always been competitive with them and, pushed them right to the end.
That's right. Yeah, last year.
And same thing, probably the 2 first quarters earlier in the year, and we knew we had to get a good start. And then you saw it at Bauhanna, 4 goals to zip or 6 goals to zip there for a bit. And I think that's really when it sort of started sinking in for blokes.
So even
can
on
do this.
Saturday when you went a couple down early, you just kept playing your process.
And then when they got back to the goal in the last
Yep.
quarter,
Yeah.
and,
Yeah, I think we were always pretty confident sort of Saturday going in, we knew we were fitter, especially having the week off, like we certainly needed that.
Yeah.
And like I said, you get blokes like Jared Greenbank and Josh Dodd kicking these goals that just out of nowhere, and it just lifts everyone. But yeah, we certainly got the belief, that's for sure.
So
to do
the,
it.
Oh, you go, Rob.
oh sorry, and the B grade came
Prelim.
prelim. 18s came
6, I reckon.
6, so just outside.
Had to win the last game.
16s and 14s were.
About the same, yeah.
Up there.
16s finished
16s,
in the
yeah.
finals,
Yeah,
played
mate.
finals. And
So
14s.
the building blocks are
Yep.
there for
Mm.
to become one of the powerhouse clubs.
I
So,
think
which
if you
is
hark
great.
back to 2020 when Loberthorpe went hard off in the second semi, similar situation what you've done, you had done, but there's just that feeling that, and all due respect to Loberthorpe, when you're talking comparison to this year, maybe that was a little bit fluky, maybe where Dan
But even
appeared
Pistols,
to be more the real
even
deal, if you know
Pistols
what I
with you saying that, in that grand final, if you remember, at half time,
Yeah.
Lobe
Lobe
were
were in
14
front.
points up.
Yeah,
And it was really only Yenchi and that in the third and got them back over the line.
Just a circuit breaker again, the conversation. We got Zach Llewellyn, Nick Jens, Dale Lyke, the Pistols, Rob and myself. Toddy Hire, can you ask Dale how many litres of scotch he went through on the weekend?
Well, I know 2 litres disappeared somewhere along the line. That was in the first 2 nights.
That's all part of it.
Yeah. So,
Have you got the cups there?
Yeah.
Which ones can you keep and which one do you have to return?
we keep
This
that
one.
Oh,
one.
that's nice.
Heavy
This
one.
one has to go back. Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah, no, that
Big
was...
size cup, isn't it?
Yeah, that was going around Saturday night fairly well. None of us had it. I think a couple of Jamo Kelly had it in his hands most of the night. But
Yeah.
anyway,
Hey, Nick, you're a 4-time grand final player, aren't you?
yep,
14 against Mount Lofty.
Yep.
And then
16,
Bridgewater
yeah, lost to
at the
16.
Velodrome.
Yep.
And then Ironbank, and then this one.
Yep.
You've experienced being a player during the transition from country division into Div 1. Can you tell us what you've experienced playing for the Rams during that period within the club and within the playing group?
Yeah, probably started back when Filks got the job in 2013 or 14, somewhere there. And like his goal at the time was to be a 10-goal better side than everyone in Div 2, and you kept building. And then obviously 2014 we had a pretty good side, and Mount Lofty come down and obviously went undefeated. And 15 was probably one we missed out. We went in straight sets in 15, and then we lost a couple blokes, got a couple back in, and then like I said, 16 we were 6-goal up at half time, I reckon, at Birdwood,
Epic.
and then lost to Craig Evans kicking
Yeah.
that goal just before the siren. So, but it's
Stewie
more-
Bowen took the big.
yeah, down a couple of minutes ago, yeah.
Yeah.
But it was more just, we knew we had some talent, these kids, Zachy Llewellyn, Lockie Crosses, they're all in under 14s and 16s winning grand finals. We just had that base there, we just had to keep everyone together in the seniors, but then going from Div 2 to Div 1, that was a huge jump in 2019, yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, the work of your defence was absolutely superb. Duncan Rogers, I know he's had his injury problems, but he was fantastic. And of course, a man who sang the praise about him all season, and obviously the umpires don't see how he did. Lockie May, absolutely outstanding. Katnich come in, did his bit. So,
But the aim at the start of the year was 60 points.
Yeah.
Max. Per
Hold
game
the opposition to
allowed.
60 points.
Allowed, yeah.
Yep.
We held them to 10 goals or under. and hopefully score 90. We'd win majority of the games, but I couldn't believe that Kurt and Lockie, Hannes when he was there, Josh Serikatnich, and Duncan to finish off the last half of the year the way he did was incredible. But we had a lot of younger guys too, with Trey Willis, Baden back there,
Tom Butler for
a couple. But they all fitted in under Jim May. Jim looked after the defence and did a fantastic job. And actually, I can't believe how well they did do as far as delivery. Even in the last quarter on the weekend, some of the ball movement and transition was fantastic.
So Clint Foster, what's he look after?
Midfield.
And Josh Lowry forward?
Forwards, yeah.
Hey, another thing that was a big tick for you to coming into this, because Harndorf over their 9-year reign, if I can call it that, that's been a great effort, 9 straight grand finals. Their ability to attack and score. And this year you came in after, minor rounds, only three points in the aggregate behind them. So they're actually taking on a side that was just as potent as them in the forward line. Of course, when you look at this, we spoke before about Das, 102 goals in the minor rounds and continued to kick goals in the finals. Drewy, what a pick-up he's been when he's coming off a PCL. And, of course, Archie Connolly. So your three-prong attack, you must have been very inspired by the way they played.
Look, it was fantastic. It took some work to get the sharing aspect. These guys will agree with that. But I'll tell you what, once they actually started sharing the football, that opened up everything. Darcy kicked 100, but I think he would have given...
Yes.
Yep. He would have given 40 or 50 off as well.
And he kicked those two early in the last.
Yeah,
Saturday as well.
Crunch goals.
They were crunch goals.
But Archer and Drewy, both 20-year-olds, I think.
Young kids.
That just bodes so well going forward. But great kids, learnt so much. But you throw a Josh Dodd and a Greenbank and Harry Hollow and a lot of the guys around them, it just makes a big, massive...
You still got to be smart enough to get to where the ball going. Though.
That's true,
Yeah, which is credit to the kids.
But
it's more all these they're superstar footballers, and we just all got to understand if we give it, we're good enough to get it back and use each other more so than doing it all ourselves. And I think especially the last month, that's where it's certainly changed. That's for sure.
You talked about the qualifying final and sort of how important it was, but when you look at Archie Connolly's game out of the six
goals.
First final, and you knew he'd arrived as an A-grade football key forward that day.
Oh, it's massive, but I think all year we've really concentrated on the fact that as long as you do your job, and we all started to realise once we actually did our job, that's it. You might kick 6 one week.
Yeah.
I actually thought his Onkers game against Scotty Perling was more important in that final than anything. He just worked so hard against him, and I know Art said after that game about Pearls being just well, he's the goat, isn't he? So, and even Saturday, that it was such a big effort, but don't have to kick them all. We just got to do your job.
That's right. More from the Ranelagh.
Duncan Rogers says, get involved, Zachy. And Dylan said, might need a beer in your hand, a bit more talking. So let's get to, let's have a chat to Zach in the next 5. Yeah, no, we've got plenty of time. So,
you got girls, mate, lined up anyway?
Actually, a girlfriend. So.
Girlfriend.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Well, all right. So, Pistols, have we got the, all right.
Yeah,
Colo's,
Colo.
yeah, all right.
Yeah,
Let's go with Zach here. Yeah. What, you want your phone? It's all right. You got any questions for Zach? Send them through. No. Outside football, what do you enjoy getting up to?
You got a job?
Hey,
You got a job?
I do have a job. I work at the Nanosh.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah. So that's what I work there 3 days a week.
You'd be looking after the prince's kids come through.
Yeah, that's all right. He's working on it. No, so I work there 3 days a week, and then I go to uni studying primary teaching. So,
Oh, right.
yeah.
Okay.
What, McGill?
Yeah,
Oh,
at
yeah.
McGill campus, yeah.
Good campus.
Yeah, it is good.
I'm the postie there.
Oh, yeah?
Small world, Adelaide.
At McGill.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Any questions, Nick, for Zach? That you'd like to get to know, or you know?
No, fair bit about him actually.
What's your favourite music?
Anything that I can sing to,
Yep.
probably. Just
You got a
something
karaoke?
catchy. No, I'm terrible. Terrible. Yeah.
What about? All right. So you're going on a yacht or whatever, and you'd like to take 3 people on a cruise or whatever, or you're heading.
This
you know,
would be good.
It could be anyone, dead, present, live, whatever. Yeah.
Oh,
Could meet anyone. 3 people out for a dinner.
Well, it'd have to be the 3 girls off Baywatch, I reckon.
Great show.
Yeah.
We got a
So
relationship
you like
breakup
Baywatch?
coming in.
Yeah, I love
Great
Baywatch.
show, isn't it?
Yeah, it's really
Thank
good.
you.
My favourite, honestly. All right, we got something in common.
They still make it.
All right, Jackie.
Here we go.
Here we go. He's
Been
found
our
it.
special guest because we've had the Prince and Dale on before. So okay, and as you said, with thanks to Shane Collins, back the old time on. You're a new addition to a crayon box. What colour are you?
Purple.
Why is that?
I just like purple.
That's fair enough. That's good enough.
Yeah.
Already done the product in your hair. What's your favourite sound? Final siren last Saturday? Or?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, final siren for the grand final. Yeah.
Most respected opponent?
Ooh.
You haven't played against me.
Oh,
There we go.
here we go. There's a few. James Tripodi from Harndorf's pretty good. He's pretty big, strong lad compared to me, so he's hard to match up on.
Okay.
Yeah, actually, I'll probably say him. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Besides walking in the studio here today, when was the last time you were nervous?
Saturday. Yeah, I was very nervous. I think a
Starting
few of the
Thursday.
boys. Yeah, just the whole build up was very unreal. Took a lot to get my head around, so it was good.
Did you eat beforehand?
No, I never eat before a game.
Really?
Actually, I have a hot dog.
A hot
the
dog?
game.
Yeah, it's a hot dog.
Yeah. I have a hot dog
There you go,
about
that's
start of the B grade, so
Beautiful.
Actually, I saw one of the umpires, not the A grade, but in the minor grades, halfway through the 16s or 18s, he was actually having a couple of burgers. Chicken burgers.
Well, he was umpire.
Chicken burger.
okay.
Get in there and run around. Hello, Billy Tonkin. No, it's all good. Well, I remember back in the days, a few blokes used to have a couple of pasties half time with the Rissies. You probably know that. Blokes having a dart.
Cigarette.
And other things. We talked about that earlier. But yeah, just shows you what you. So you don't eat at all. So what do you have, a big Friday night meal or?
Yeah, Friday night usually either pasta or pizza. We
Yep.
usually have those two, and then
So
yeah,
Saturday
and that's
morning,
it.
not an up and go? Or
Yeah,
something?
I do
Yeah.
have an up and go. Yeah,
Okay.
sometimes up and go or just like a little bar of something. But
Okay.
Yeah.
As I said,
yeah,
Shane Collins was the instigator of these questions. So
Just throw him under the bus.
this is interesting. What do you think about when you're alone in your car? Driving somewhere?
What do you drive?
Trying
by the
to
way?
ice or
What do you
What
drive?
do you drive?
What's your car?
I drive a Ford Focus.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Sounds like Saturday you want to
mum's
drive a
car.
bus. But
Yeah,
Yeah. Gee. What do I think about?
That's all right, come back to it.
Hopefully Saturday's game.
I was
Yeah,
going to
yeah, there
say.
you go.
Saturday's
Oh,
game. But
we post.
But it-
Yeah, post Saturday. Obviously, I just think about the week that's gone, 3 days that have gone, but
all right.
before that, just nothing. Probably.
Well, what about when you're driving the
Baywatch
ice?
girls.
Yeah, wash. Yeah.
Probably Tom Betting or something like that.
What about when you're driving the ice? You don't think, oh Jesus, little Johnny going to be in again today?
No, sometimes I do think that actually. Or if
Oh,
I'm
little
gonna
Nick. It'd be little Nick, wouldn't it?
or if I'm going to get put on something that I don't like doing. So
Okay.
Any good parents come
Now,
in to pick the kids up?
Similar to Elaine on Seinfeld, you might be able to vouch for this on Saturday night because it might have been
Dancing
a frivolity. When you dance, who do you look like? Or what do you look like?
so
Oh, Nick's got something.
Nah, no, nothing. I'll let him answer that.
You like to dance?
oh, on Saturday night, I love
Yeah.
yeah.
Was it dancing?
I don't know if you can call it that, but we'll go with it. No idea.
Okay.
Absolutely
So
no
where
idea.
were we? Were we out on the sacred turf at Man
no.
Park or in the rooms?
Were there
Or
any-
dancing? Or
were there any
Dance
sprints?
floor with the DJs.
No.
The DJ was
Yeah,
good.
yeah,
with
we-
dancing.
Yeah.
Yeah, good tune.
Okay.
Yeah.
Actually, didn't have the
Marquee?
nudie run at midnight? Or?
Yeah, the midnight nudie run.
No,
wasn't it?
no,
wasn't
no,
it?
no.
No.
Oh,
No, that was later
very
in.
chained.
They did no,
It was 24 hours later, actually.
Yeah, 'cause we had,
Oh,
we had one of them 24 hours
Yeah.
later.
Yeah.
We had a few gauntlet runs. You can ask about them. So
All right.
You
Well,
want that right.
You got that.
The gauntlets. So we obviously with the dress ups on Monday and
Ah, yes.
on Sunday, and we had to all be there by 11 o'clock. And anyone that late gets a gauntlet. So you will line up and you grab whatever footwear you've got on, pants are down, and you're crawling
Oh.
along and
Oh,
you
really?
smack the
smack them
Bit
into it.
ah!
Bit
Yeah.
of ram works.
What they go along the aisle, the
Yeah,
row of
you're on
people.
it.
Everyone's in the line.
and they'll get back on the.
Oh,
Yeah.
for being
Oh.
late.
Yeah.
For being late.
With whatever
Yeah.
you got.
Oh
Yeah.
well,
That would have hurt.
well. Who?
Yeah.
Tell us some of the people who were disciplined.
Oh,
Suffered.
Eli Ritchie went
Ritchie,
through.
yeah, Adam
Ben
Eckerman.
Carmen went through.
Eckers.
Young Lockie Bizzle.
Adam Eckerman was brilliant
Um,
going through, wasn't he?
Yeah, Eckers was funny.
Yeah.
Who else? Biz. Who went with
Biz
Biz?
and James
Graves.
Graves.
Yeah, Graves.
We probably had 6 or 7
Yeah.
blokes go through.
I was going
Yeah.
to say there wasn't any
Yeah.
sort of Ayers rock figures like big Rick Knott or Sheets. They'd be pretty good targets.
Mike Pfeiffer was late.
He would have been right. He would have been right.
Gumtree building.
He would have been writing his match report, wouldn't he?
That's interesting to call it.
Yeah, no, it's good. No, we've had it for a lot of years now at Nairn, actually. It's been a bit of a tradition, so just don't rock up late.
Tell us about the dress up. What did you two got? You were involved as well.
Yeah.
What did you all go as?
Go on.
Dame Edna.
Oh, very
No,
good.
but you had to
Good
dress
tribute.
up as your first letter.
Yeah,
of
fifth
your
letter,
name.
you know.
Oh, right,
okay.
okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So I went as a netballer, and there was just,
Oh, well,
just a
You
little
would have
post to
borrowed your
the
sister's
it's the
bloody
Queen's
outfit.
outfit.
yeah, put that on and bit of a post to the Hahndorf netballers
And
as
it's-
well.
yeah.
And stirred them up. And
Oh, when
Zorro.
Zookeeper.
Zed.
Oh,
I was
zookeeper.
Zookeeper.
What about Xena? Something like that.
Warrior Princess.
Xena. Warrior.
Xena?
Warrior.
Zed is not
Next
a lot
year.
of, not a lot of scope to
Well,
work
if, you,
with.
if you like Baywatch, check out Xena. Yeah, it'd be.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of scope to work with Zed, is there?
No,
Zorro?
it's tough.
Zorro, yeah. Xena?
Yeah, I was
Zoolander.
thinking that, but didn't quite happen.
Yeah, okay.
We still going with the collar work? Or
Yeah, we
yep,
will.
got a couple more.
If I get it back up. What are you most scared of, Zach? Or anything? Like when you're walking out to face the new ball? Or
Yeah, actually.
really?
Yeah, when I used to open the batting, I used to hate facing the first ball. I just couldn't do it. I just said, "Nah, you do it." To my other partner, so I actually really don't like that at all. So
Really?
Yeah.
Smack him for 6,
Wow.
mate.
no, I never did that either.
No, it's only a little ball.
Oh no, I know, but
Only hurts a lot when it hits in your heart.
Yeah.
Had that happen.
Maybe you should get some nurturing or some mentoring from TK.
I don't know if I'll take any advice.
he rolled into the Redbacks training on Monday in his Nan long sleeve Guernsey.
Oh, really?
Yeah, yeah. Just loves it.
If I asked any of your mates, Zach, what would they say is the best trait about you?
God.
Come on, Nick.
Well, I'll ask one of his mates.
Here we go.
He's a pretty good footballer. I'll give him that. He's very funny, Zachy. He's always making the group laugh, or just getting everyone up and about. He's a quiet young lad, but a couple of beers and he's away, or has a good game of footy. He's usually pretty chirpy, but the boys just love his just the character he is and around the group. For a young lad to come in and do that sort of thing, it's pretty
And
good.
One from the coach.
Oh, mate, his orientation skills at 2 o'clock in the morning. Unbelievable.
That's not a story for now, is it?
Hey, Zach, if you were a superhero, who would you be?
Hulk.
The Hulk.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, Nick, who would you be?
Probably Superman.
Do we ask you that, Dale?
Nah.
No, he's super coach.
Super coach. Yeah.
We get asked this all the time, but we've got to do it, I suppose. Happy club, but who in your club would you happily sign a clearance
Oh,
for?
no. Throw him under the
You can
bus.
say
After the
all-
weekend.
After the weekend. They might be good footballers, but they're shit blokes.
How many clearances?
So,
Nick, you want to answer this one?
No.
You might have about 18 applications coming in this Dale next
Yeah,
year.
no, you don't want it.
I'll choose to leave that one out. Thanks, boys.
I must. We're in the club. Sort of bit so. Maybe they're an official. Maybe they're just a pest.
Oh, yeah, I know.
We'll make it. Who's a pest?
No.
We can't say that. Nah. Let's skip that one.
Tom Benning's still there, is he?
Here we go.
Get rid of him.
Sheets has said, boys, can you get a carton of mud shakes on your way back?
Yes.
Okay. Keep going, Pistols. Oh, Lockie Cross. The Prince has a few kids in Cairns, I believe. Vicky's tuned in. She says,
Should be
Nick,
pleased to
don't
hear that.
forget to feed the dogs while we're
Far
away.
away.
Tell us about that. You're looking after the Principality.
Yeah, they're going away for a week. The old boy's got his footy carnival up at
Super Hawks.
Maroochydore. Yeah,
Where's
so
that at?
Maroochydore this year.
Okay.
So he's up there for a bit, and I'm in charge. So
Just tell us about that. We were quite fascinated because we had the Queen on the other week when they were up at
we were getting the Rams.
Balaclava
that's
getting
right.
the Ram.
Yeah.
You were
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
Said you couldn't, because you were a bit tired in the back seat. And we asked the Queen, what do you look for in a Ram? We spoke to her on Saturday again. How's the Rams going? But how do you check out it's going to be a good breeder and stuff like
Well,
that?
as
We're
long as
just
it's got a bit
interested.
of size and heaps of balls.
Size.
Size, yeah. Size. Well, normally there's a bit of a joke just with us. It just needs 2 balls and a dick. But
Oh,
Well, on that note, here's another question for you. Ask Nick Yench about the Streaky Bay heavy that broke his rooftop tent ladder on the way up for a
he was there on Saturday, Reece Blackwell, my mate. We went to Streaky Bay on holiday, and he had a few too many and climbed up on the rooftop tent, and he's a larger man.
Yeah.
And broke it, fell down, come down the ladder, and wiped all the steps out on the ladder.
Good work.
So, but there's a few twists of the story
Yeah.
that get added to it. But anyway,
All right.
Hey,
Maybe
what-
for
but
another
it wasn't
time.
me.
What's your favourite shearing shed story? Because I know you do a bit with
The Rams.
Probably
Utes.
the camp earlier this year with JT. Young Jamie Taylor he was probably only at the club for a week, and he rocks up and he says, "I want to get a haircut." So
Oh,
pulled
put
out
the shears
So
pulled
you
out.
out the
got the shoes
handpiece and large day on the turf and got a nice haircut. So I think the boys were pretty happy with that. But
Beautifully
yeah,
done.
that was very funny.
Yeah.
Got any more there, Jeffrey?
No, that's probably about it, I reckon. We've worked him over.
I got one for Dan. One of the 3 people that you said you'd like to hang out with on the yacht cruise is in the AFL Grand Final. Chris Fagan, you going
Yeah.
for the Lions this Saturday, or are you going for the Pies?
Lions, not the Pies. Sorry, mate.
That's all right. That's all right.
What do you like the way about him, Chris? Yeah, just going back to those. Yeah,
He's old.
It's his
I
twin
think
brother.
Sherry, yeah. He must always hear though, might be greyer than him. So. But no, look, I just like the way he works with the guys. They obviously respect the hell out of him, and it's been a bit of a process for him to build it. But yeah, I hope for him and the club, they have a good win. So
Hey, at what stage of the season did you actually... Shit, we're a chance of winning this overall. Did that come across your mind?
genuinely. Yeah.
You know, if we play up to our abilities and capabilities and do everything right, keep them below
Probably,
60 points, we can win.
no, I probably actually thought we could meet our goals, which was win enough games to get the double chance. Believe it or not, probably after Broadview
Yes, that was
on the trial game on the Friday night.
the second
Oh, really?
round in, wasn't it?
Yeah.
What did you see that night?
Well, they'd won,
Oh, no,
they'd won a grand final. They were Div 1. We'd come off probably a pretty dreary loss to Harndorf. They gathered round and weren't really prepared to go another week and put up with that, so we played that Friday night. And they turned up with, they had a couple out, but a pretty good side. And I think it probably just taught us that we could actually, if we share the footy and play footy, we could play football. So I actually think, our goals that we set from pre-season, I thought after that night, underlights that we could probably have a fair crack at it.
And for you two guys, obviously coming through the junior system at Nan, as you said, you played in 2014 when, you were about 16 or something in that grand final against
It would have been 17. Yeah.
17. But having been through the tough times with the club, I know you've won junior flags, but at senior level.
Curtains have changed in
But,
change rooms.
yeah, the curtain, the famous curtain. Yeah, did the curtains come out?
No, they didn't actually. They
But trying for an update. Yeah. Hey, so what's it mean to you? As Dale said, you've had a chance to sit back and think, here we are. We've played in the top A grade side. Of the
Yeah, like I
competition.
said, you still just can't think about it. It's just we're there. We're at the top of the tree. Obviously when we were in Div 2, 17 was massive for the club, and that moving forward because we still knew we wanted to come up. But that was pretty good being the first one, but now we're right at the top, and like I said, someone like Zachy won't seek in till you win the next one or something like that. When you get those moments, but it's just big for the club, really. I think.
Well, I've got to say, we've been lucky enough to call a few historic wins. Obviously, last year the extra time went by Lobe, and they came from everywhere. That game in 2016, because Bridgewater's first flag in about 35 years.
Yeah.
But just to see on Saturday what it meant to the whole community of Ram, that's one of the best reactions I've ever seen post-match. It was just, like they were trying to get you guys over to present the medals, but
couldn't get over.
it was just like Moses parting the sea, trying to get them over there. So it was just a fantastic thing.
It probably started during the week. You've probably all seen the video.
That was
Footy
brilliant.
Club put up, on Tuesday, and then another one went up in the players group, probably Thursday or Friday, I reckon, and that was just saying just a selected few people, and Tommy LaPetri said something, and just I think that sort of set the week up, and when we were all sort of watching that, it's like we're a real chance here. This is the real deal.
It's interesting. On a Saturday, Ian Pfeiffer put his head in. We had a quick chat with him because he was there in 85, 89. And, he's played a lot of footy. Started Onkers, obviously down at Sturt and Strath and around the place, but he calls Nan home, which is great.
Yeah, and then, like I said, Saturday with all the people there, Ian Pfeiffer and Dean Carman, the old man, these blokes are sort of in tears or getting emotional, and everyone's just proud, and it's probably disbelief, really, more so,
Yeah.
But it also does tell us Harndorf have done very well.
Oh yeah,
Over a
and
long
to
period
stay
of
up,
time, and,
stay up there.
You talk about starting off dynasties and stuff, for getting there. It was a 2-goal win. It's good for us good for the competition for us to get there, and we've won the last couple, but I'm sure if the whole comp can come up to that, it's a hell of an act to follow and continue to follow.
I always remember a quote, Dale, by the great man Kevin Sheed. He said, good sides win flags, great sides win back-to-back. So, and Nan got the potential to be a great side, and will the super coach be at the helm?
Got potential to be a great club, I think. And if we're a great club, I think
The flags will come.
Yep.
I think those results over the next couple of years will continue to go.
Yeah. So you're nominated.
Nominated
Already?
next year, and then and hopefully we'll work with all the others and see what happens. But I don't envisage we'll lose too many at all. So.
Yeah. Now, we like to honour legends as they come on, so we've got a special anniversary.
How many we got printed?
Poster here that we've got done. The front page of the Kuru, we've actually extended it, taken off the closest ad. So, so actually the whole thing there with the sign in. So, so there's 25 there, boys. So
If you need any more, let us know.
we'll get a few extras done so you can...
No laminate.
Wrong.
Norm can
Not
afford
good.
that.
No, it's paid for me to go to Melbourne.
You got one
No,
to put
I
up there
think
with
so.
next to that?
Well, we might get...
Well, we're getting a few more shirts done. We'll send you 3.
Oh, that'd be great. Yeah. You like one more?
Sensational.
so if you want to hand them out to the boys, I think you have your presentation night
Friday night, yeah.
So, perhaps get one.
Yeah, big night.
Get one of them,
Where's
get
that?
them all autographed by everyone, and you can get it laminated and put
Is
in a
that
frame
up-
or something.
Is that up at Lot 100, boys?
No, we're at Howard's major sponsor
Oh, okay.
this week.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
Obviously got sold out pretty quick, so
So,
hopefully be a really good night and wind up the season really well.
yep. No,
Any
great.
parting
No,
comments
no,
from the
there's,
Rebel?
No.
yeah, Dylan Wimpress is on there, and yeah.
Just in closing, his game absolutely turned on. He was very good in the second semi,
Yep.
wasn't he? as well?
Probably his last
6 weeks.
6-8 weeks were unbelievable. Changing position, moved him around a bit. Had his first child,
Oh,
and I just think from that day on he just grew and grew. And Saturday's game, and it was fantastic. So there's a credit to him.
might be a there you go, a bit of customer for you then, at Ice.
There you go, mate. Yeah.
If you're still doing that in 8 years' time.
Fantastic.
Thanks, lads.
No, it's been a fantastic performance. Great effort by you all, and yeah, congratulations on that. It was a great day for Hills footy. I think every grand final was all contested. The weather was great. The crowd was
All
great.
different
and,
winners.
Yeah.
All different winners, which is very good for the competition. So well done, and as we know, 2023 year of the Rams. So well done, boys, and let the party continue, eh?
Thanks you very
So,
much.
all the best Pistols to you.
Yeah,
You'll-
and we'll-
you'll
Oh,
fly
good
off
luck on
Friday.
now.
And we'll
Tips
see
for
you all
Friday.
next Wednesday.
Tips for Friday, Saturday, mate. Who are you going for? Saturday. Who are you going for? Saturday.
Oh, I reckon pies, maybe
Who's
Pendles,
Pendle's going for?
pies, and Brothers going for pies. So
You're losing.
And Dale's the Bears.
Bears.
Brisbane.
Yeah, Brisbane for me.
Yeah, Brisbane for me as well.
no, well, that's fair.
Sorry,
enough. I got
mate.
maroon in the colours.
I
So.
think Brisbane's got
But
the better
we'll be
forward.
back next week for our final show for 2023 for the season. So we'll look forward to seeing you next week on the Huddle. Thanks for joining us here. Keep chasing the goals like the Man boys.
I think you should get Archer, Drew, and Froth all together. That'll keep you
Oh.
going.
Oh, that would be class.
Well, Greg Gunning says, well done to all the club. There you go. Dylan,
Spider.
okay, thanks very much.